Many experts fear that recession is just around the corner. With rising inflation, the Federal Reserve is likely to increase the interest rate, slowing the economy further, which experts believe will lead to an economic recession. The impact of a recession can be disastrous. In a recession, it is not rare for people to lose their jobs, which they thought were so stable. They could also lose their homes to the bank because of rising adjustable-rate mortgages and become a financial mess. A recession may be defined as an economic downturn that occurs over a period when unemployment rises, along with a decline in trade and industrial activities. A recession typically refers to a decrease in the economy for more than 6 consecutive months, or a drop in a country's gross domestic product for 2 back-to-back quarters, signaling slower or negative economic growth. While a recession can be challenging for individuals with uncertain financial conditions, it can also provide a massive opportunity for financially stable individuals. The key is to start preparing to be in a better position to take advantage of the opportunities that may present themselves during an economic downturn. Make sure to watch the full video because a few extra minutes of research on your part could translate into once-in-a-lifetime financial gain. Hi, I am Mohit. If you like videos about business, money and investing, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell button so that you don't miss any of our value-packed videos. Here is how to prepare for a recession. Number 1. Build an emergency fund. You should create an emergency fund if you don't already have one. It is recommended to keep aside 6 months' worth of expenses regularly as an emergency fund. However, during a downturn, the recommended amount is 12 months' worth of living expenses, especially if you are in an industry that gets hit hard by recession, like construction, financial service, or food. Building an emergency fund should be the first step you should take while preparing for a financial recession. This will help you not to panic and keep a calm mind during hard times. Also, you will not be forced to liquidate your investments to make ends meet. Number 2. Pay off high-interest debt. In times of uncertainty, deciding whether to save extra cash or pay off debt is very complicated. It's highly recommended to prioritize paying off high-interest debt like credit card bills. According to Bankrate data, the national average credit card annual percentage rate is close to 16%. Carrying a balance from month to month could potentially cost you hundreds, if not thousands more in interest. One way to tackle your high-interest debt is by getting a personal loan with a low interest rate or signing up for a balance transfer credit card with zero interest. If you don't qualify for zero-interest credit card, you can call your credit card provider and ask to lower your interest rate. According to research, about 70% of the people who asked for a lower interest rate last year got one. But there were way few people who asked. Paying off your debt will save you a ton of interest payments and put you in a better financial situation. Number 3. Create multiple sources of income. Recession leads to layoffs. I am not saying that in a downturn, you will lose your job, but I am saying that it's always good to be prepared for the worst. You should not depend only upon your job for income, instead, you should try to create multiple income sources. It could be a freelance gig you do or an online business, or any other form of passive income that can provide the support of a second income. I have discussed the 7 different income sources you can have in a separate video. I will put the link in the description and the cards above. Number 4. Sell unnecessary stuff. Selling unwanted stuff is an easy way of making money and preparing for a recession. Hold a garage sale or post items online on a commerce marketplace like Poshmark or eBay. It would bring you the required liquidity in a downturn. Before we get into this section, I need to remind you that I am speaking from my own experience, and I am not a qualified financial professional. Please seek the advice of a professional before making any financial decisions. When recession finally arrives, the key is to keep a calm mind and not panic. Here is what to do when the economy is in a recession. Number 1. Reduce expenses. During a recession, saving your money as much as possible is essential. There are many ways to cut costs during a recession. You can often maintain the same quality of life by focusing on lean living and cutting out extravagant and unnecessary expenses. You can start cutting costs by delaying a significant purchase or getting into bargain shopping. You can also start carpooling to work to save expense on gas. One very effective way of reducing expenses is to make a list of all the expenses, such as house rent, insurance payments, expenditures made on groceries and any other small personal expenses. This list will provide you with data on your monthly expenses and give you an outlook on your expenditure. At the end of the month, you evaluate the costs and check if there is something you can reduce from the list. This will help you in reducing your expenses. Number 2. Invest in yourself. A recession could be the perfect opportunity to develop a new skill. They say that the more you learn, the more you earn. Learning new skills and expanding your knowledge will position you well for success when the economy eventually recovers. You could also use this time to focus on an in-demand skill like writing or graphic design. These skills are very much in demand and can make you a lot of money even during a downturn. Number 3. Invest in discounted stocks. In times of a recession, people tend to lose confidence in the share market, resulting in panic selling. The market tends to price the stocks unfairly during a recession, meaning you can find shares at a significantly discounted price. You should invest in quality companies that have been providing good returns for a long time and have fallen quite a bit from their highs. It would be best if you avoided companies with high debt loads, as they could have trouble paying off their debts in a downturn. You can also look to invest in mutual funds or index funds which provide the security of diversification in different companies and sectors instead of investing directly in a few select companies. Number 4. Dollar cost average. Dollar cost averaging is where you invest a fixed amount regularly regardless of the price. Recessions are a great time to use this strategy because you will buy shares as the price declines. When you dollar cost average your investment, you gradually reduce your overall cost of the shares, so when the price rebounds, your cost will be lower than the market price. For example, if you are investing $500 a month in a share of a particular company selling for $25, you will get 20 shares. Now, if the price drops to $20 next month, you can buy 25 shares. You will then have 45 shares with an average cost of $22. As the price drops, the same $500 buys an increasing number of shares, reducing the average cost per share. The dollar cost averaging method works best for the long term when you don't want to worry about how the investment is performing in a short time. Number 5. Don't panic. While many investors will liquidate their portfolios, you should think twice before selling off your investments for a loss. Recessions don't last forever. An average recession lasts for about 10 months to 18 months. If you have an investment horizon of 5 years or more, you can benefit significantly from the market recovery after the recession. It's never a bad idea to take a hard look at your finances and determine your financial situation. If you think you are not very comfortable with your current situation, you should ask yourself what you can do to improve your financial situation. Preparing your wallet for an economic downturn when times are good can take away a lot of stress and headaches when a recession comes.